Hello, hello, it's me again. Welcome to another Mac 84 live stream. I am Steve, and my goodness, it's been a bit, hasn't it? Let's see who we have in the live chat here today. We have a bunch of people. We have a super chat from Greg Ruckcave Mods. Eep, thank you very much. All right, who's here? We have Nate, we have Dana, we have Mike, we have TomTom Computing. Tev Rudin's here. Dana Does Stuff is here. Probably said that already, but my brain is like a fish. Everything is Broken Garage is here. Trina is here. Retrofox is here. Eric's Edge is here. We also have Kranos. And Saul is here. Garth is here. Saul, every time I look at your name, I'm like, wait, who? Rudy's Retro Intel is here. Garth, I think I said hello to you, but you deserve an extra hello. Hello, Garth. Chris is here. Who else do we have here? Scrolling down. Greg is here. And Frank is here, and Tech Knight is here, and Carl is here, and Enzo, and my gosh, the list just keeps going. Gut Bomb, and Brad, and Joshua, and Snake Boy. Alright, there's too many, I don't know. Well, anyway, hi to everybody. Welcome. You already got a hello over text message bothering me as I'm trying to find a darn window on this stupid stream. Anywho, hi. How's everyone doing? I'm doing all right. So, we have a bunch of stuff to work on today. Cameron, hello. Anybody else? I didn't say hello to. Hi. I'm going to ban you. I'm not yoing you again. I guess I inadvertently did. Anyway. Polymath, thank you. Yes, like a million views? How does that even happen? Thank you. It's pretty neat. But I don't know how to do that, Garth. Super low audio. Is that better if I use my radio voice? Let's see. I reset the PRAM battery. There we go. Not the battery, but the PRAM. I reset the PRAM on this Mac Pro because, fun fact, this machine loves to just like randomly freeze like once in a blue moon, or when I try and reboot it, like just from normally doing updates or whatever, it will just hang and I have to reboot it and like reset the PRAM like 3 times and then it will kick in, but then I lose the setting. So now I'm probably peaking too high. If my voice is too loud, let me know. Bruce isn't here, otherwise he'd be yelling at me already. But, anywho. Nerds McGee. Ooh, Apple Park. Sounds like fun. Oh, God. Yes, over the weekend I helped Mike move. And no offense, Mike, but I'm never helping anybody move again. My back is not as young as it used to be. So, no. All right, so what are we doing here today? Well, a few things. I actually worked on something over the weekend, and it was very, very much... no, I'm not using my Mac Studio downstairs. I had a board shipped to me from my good friend Colin of This Does Not Compute, and it was his Color Classic. If you are familiar with this channel, which you should be, please subscribe to it. About 4 or 5 months ago, he had a Color Classic that he recapped, he cleaned, and he just couldn't get the darn thing working. So he sent it to me a while ago, and I took a look at the board last night after dinner. I'm like, you know what, I feel like looking at something, get my mind onto something different. And I pulled the board out of the anti-static bag that he sent, and I almost immediately found the issue, just like without even looking too much under the microscope. I immediately saw something. I'm like, that looks a little suspect, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So let's switch over to the microscope camera here and see if we can turn the light on. There we go. And let's see if we get a decent focus here. Always have to adjust so many little things here. There we go. No, you're not an idiot, Colin. And thank you for stopping by the way. It is just, why would you look for this? You just wouldn't. But this is, I will tell you how I came to this conclusion of maybe that might be an issue. Because what I do, whenever I look at a board that has capacitor issues or somebody replaced the capacitors, I always look at the caps and I make a radius around the caps with my mind. And I look like around an inch or two around those caps just to see if anything's weird on the top and the bottom of the board, because you never know. And what I was doing is I went over here and I looked and I'm like, no, that's not too bad. Everything looks okay. And then I'm continuing. I'm doing that here, doing that there, and I'm not seeing anything. And then I looked at this capacitor and I'm like, well, that looks fine. But in the corner here, and it's gone now, but you can see what remains of what I'm going to touch up today. There was a big blob of goop or whatever it was, probably capacitor like goop or whatever. But a big blob bridging this trace here and this via there. And so I said, well, that's not supposed to be there. And I'm like, well, I wonder if where that connects. So Colin sent me a donor board, and I was actually able to look at that donor board and do a continuity trace between here and where I thought it was, which was by the ROM chips. Sure enough, it's on like the 5th pin over here where I've temporarily bodged a little wire to. And yeah, I debridged whatever was going on here. It's still a bit of a mess, but I'm going to try and clean it up as best I can. It is plastic. It's going to be tricky, but I'm going to try. And just to be on the safe side, I did bridge this. I don't think it's required, but I just wanted to see if this would make the thing work. Plugged in the board straight away, booted up. So got a happy little question mark with the disc there on the first startup. So I was feeling very pleased with myself. And then I'd noticed that there was no startup chime, but I know in the video that Colin did remove the sound chip and placed it back on there. And these chips, no matter how much experience you have, they are always a pain in the butt to put back on, because unless you could really look under the chip and by an angle, it is so easy to get one of those pins just not connecting. So what I did is I took my microscope like this and I tilted the board up. And you're not going to get the best visual of this because I did this in a way where the camera's not going to work. And although, as he says in his video, he put the chip on a little crooked, which is fine. Everything's still making a connection. Some of the pins over here and some on the back and the side were not making a good connection. So all I did was reflow that, turned it back on, got a happy startup chime, and sent him a video of some eeps. So I'm very glad that that has been resolved. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to clean up this little area here. Now, this PLCC socket here is for the FPU, or the math coprocessor. And so you could put one in here if you wanted to. I don't know if Colin intends to do that, but if he does, he's welcome to. However, if he does, this trace will have to be fixed because there's a missing trace from here that connects to the ROM. So what I can do is I can either try and fix that. The problem is it's going to be a little bit tight because we have this here going under the plastic in the worst spot imaginable. And I believe this is actually going down and elsewhere, because I don't think it's this trace. I think this trace is actually that via, and you can see this is a bit wobbly again. Another sign of corrosion, his pins are just not sticking the way they should. So there must have been something going on there. But anyway, hopefully we could make this a little bit neater. Colin, let me know if you ever plan to put FPU in here. I'm gonna try and do this, but as you could see, well, I'll show you on the bigger screen here. What I did was very temporary. I just ran a very long wire that I just had clipped just there. So I mean, you could always do that yourself if you really wanted to, but I'm just gonna try and clean this up a little bit. But sorry, just scrolling up. A lot of chat here. My goodness. I'm gonna pop out the chat, make it bigger for my old eyes. I used to have a third monitor here, but yeah, you could remove the socket if you need to. I don't want to. Look how much plastic is there. No, thank you. There's so much plastic. I had to fix one of these. I forget what it was on, and it was like murder to do it. So, I mean, there's already like bites in it from someone who was. I'm assuming somebody. I know you weren't the first one with the board, but someone before you or whoever, when they put caps on, they got awfully close to this plastic, and there are little signs of that here. So, Nate is like. Oh goodness. Hey, One Bit Fever Dreams. Hey, Pentium. Hey, anybody else saying hello. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this little bodge here, and I'm going to test it again without that. I don't think it needs that to work. Again, I don't think so, because it's the socket that's connected to the ROM sim. If we're not using the socket, why would it need that connection? So hopefully it doesn't. But let's see. I have my very small, tiny, curved, conical soldering tip today because of all the lovely plastic here that I don't want to melt. So, all right. So, remove that from there. Now, just rip it off. No! So what we're going to do is we have the Color Classic set up here. And we're just going to give it a test. Would help if the logic board is plugged in. Okay, I have an older Blue SCSI, but it'll do. Our power cord, and of course we need our ADB cable, because these are soft powered, which means the power indicator, or the signal to power on the machine comes from the keyboard. Alright, let's turn this adorable little Mac around. And sorry, I don't have a fancy camera set up here right now, so we're just going to deal with this. And I'm going to flip the back switch on and push the button on the front of the keyboard. It is not chiming. So maybe that little jumper was actually needed. Probably connect somewhere else. Let's give it a second here. Now we have the magic of fixing it all over again. That is very interesting. I would not think that that connection was critical if nothing is plugged into that socket. Interesting. You learn something new every day, folks. It was fixed, Mike, and then I broke it. Are you impressed? I'm going to try just one more time. Nope. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. This bodes well for the rest of the stream, I'm sure. Okay, so I don't think it's a shared ground. But anyway, let's take a look here. So what that probably does, let's see if we could get a better look. Yeah, that's, so what I'm probably going to do is, it's not going to be the prettiest, Colin, but I will try my best. Well, yes, the switch is on. If the switch was not on the back, you would not get an LED light on the front, and you wouldn't hear the pop from the speakers when the system initiates. But I had this working last night, and I intentionally removed the trace to test my hypothesis. So that's why it's in the state it is. But as we'll see in a moment, hopefully, if this doesn't prove me wrong, we'll be right back on track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do this a bit neater, Colin. You're still going to have a trace running on the board, if that's okay, but it's going to be a wee one. Just a wee tiny one. I'm going to get rid of this bigger one that I had on here. Remove the battery. Thankfully, there was no battery installed in this system. So, well, that's what you do, Grudy, when you repair things for other people. You don't make it a flippin' mess. At least you try not to. Alright, so what we can do here... Don't inhale the fumes. Thank you, Zodium. I appreciate the super chat. Eep! Oh, goodness. So, what I could do here is... Yeah, see... What I would normally do, I would normally find where this trace is going, but this socket's in the way, and I really do not want to touch this socket, because that's a lot of pads to mess up and a lot of things to move. But what I will do is I will fix up the point where this socket is no longer making a connection. So, if in the future Colin does decide to put a little FPU in here just for funsies, he will have the ability to do so, assuming everything else is okay. But be very careful with this. You don't have a lot of clearance here, because this little pin here was simply not connected. Use my tweezers to sort of hold that down. See if I could actually manage this. Very tight space. I just poked my soldering iron with the tweezers. That's always helpful. I mean, I won't get as much heat transferring, but at least... Okay. Nope. Still not happy. Trina, no! It's not that type of channel, but I really appreciate your enthusiasm. Eep! I have no idea where these rumors are coming from. Maybe for Christmas. Okay, so we're gonna try and just anchor that down. Now the problem is the pad under this is probably in terrible shape, and I'm just really trying not to have to remove the whole darn thing. I really don't want to. That's not my idea of fun. And that goes beyond recapping. That's like extreme repairs. But as we can see under this, yeah, this pad is, oh, it's filthy. And when you have dirt and grime, that's usually why things do not want to stick to them. Right, so let's try this again. And I put all of that in the wrong spot. Just fast forward to 15 minutes where you start removing the socket. No? No, I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart for Colin. If I were to do that, there would be no kindness. There would just be a bill. You owe me $1 billion for taking apart this stupid socket. Oh, there we go. We can also see there's a wee bit of corrosion right next to that, which is lovely. I'm just going to try. See if we could just tin that a little bit. Because you generally do not want to leave little pieces like that exposed, because they can oxidize in time, cause all sorts of problems. You can just see how tiny this thing is. I had to use a little bit more flux there. Ugh. Oh God, Colin, I don't know. Is that like... It's like, what would you rather be? Thrown off a bridge or thrown off a bridge into a lake? I don't know. You're going to get killed either way. But which do you prefer? Jeez. Oh, goodness. Alright, so I'm going to try tin that a little bit. Sorry if this is not 100% in frame. But. Alright, so at least that seems to be alright. There was a lot of gunk in that via. And it's really impossible to see where the rest of that goes. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that line just dips down. I used to have, I don't think I have it anymore. No, wait, that's an LC. I had an LC where the FPU socket was removed, which made it easier to see things. But so what I'm going to do is, well, we have two options here, Colin. Let's play choose that option. So we can either run a bodge wire from the socket. You can't see because I'm an idiot. Don't transition the scenes in the OBS. The OBS, just like the YouTubes. I can run a little bodge wire from this corner here to that pin there. Just tack it right onto the ROM chip itself. Or option number 2, we can run that wire. Where is there a hole? We could run that wire, let's say to this corner here, and snake it around the back, obviously tape it along the way, and solder it to the bottom of that socket so it wouldn't be noticeable from the top. Would be noticeable from the bottom and the top, I guess, because we're tracing it, but yeah. That is what I'm proposing. Other than the big, red, ugly, thick wire that we're using before, we'll use the thinner one. You have a choice from red or gold. But yeah. Option 3, take the socket off. Option 3 is the stream ends and I go to sleep. That's what option 3 is. These are your choices, kid. Oh, goodness. So I'll let you decide that. I'm going to take a look at the chip here. Now, I will ultrasonically clean this. I know Colin did give it a little bit of a bath, but I will clean this anyway. So it'll be ultrasonically cleaned before it goes back home. It could tell all of its Mac friends that it got all nice and clean. Hey, David. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And if Colin doesn't respond, I'll just put like spaghetti all over the board. Oh, goodness. Yeah, see, the thing is, I could potentially... Well, let's see if I could do this while we wait for an answer. I am trying to imagine... I have this light off, because otherwise you get this happening. Reflection! Hey, Scarlet Swordfish! No, long time no see. Yeah, I'm guessing... If I get my multimeter out here. I'm guessing where this will... Hey, Reed, how's it going? I'm guessing... where this goes through on the board to the other side, which we could have just a much neater trace. We want to be fancy and have option 3 here. But I have not confirmed that yet. So let's just shove the multimeter in here. Well, how about freaking that? Exactly where I guessed it was. So, now I lost my place. Here we go. And I'll clue you folks in a moment. So, at the bottom of where that socket is, right, I think it was right, now which one was it? Hold please. Steven, you silly person. Yes, okay, so it should be in line with that. So technically speaking, it is that one. Okay. So this one right here is where we need to tap into. The one right there. So I'm going to introduce option 3 and just assume that's the best because it's the least intrusive. That's a good idea, Steven. Thank you, Colin, for confirming. So what I'm going to do is try and find where I put my darned scalpel. Because of reasons. Where the heck did that go? I was opening up something with it. And then I put it down on the desk. Here it is. Yay. Alright, so this is where we need to tap into. So I'm going to be very careful here. But we're going to run a little itty bitty wire. And let's see where this goes. This goes all the way down here, all the way down here, all the way down here, all the way over here, all the way over here, all the way to there. And that plugs into some of the memory and such. That's a pretty important dealie. So we want to make sure we got that right. Okay, cool. So let's give this a bit more of a permanent fix. So I'm just going to scrape off a very tiny bit of this trace here. Just enough for us to attach a wire here. This way, if Colin ever decides to add an FPU here, he will have the opportunity to do so. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, those are difficult. The analog boards are not fun. I've only dealt with an analog board of a Macintosh Performa 550, which is very similar. But again, I say this to everybody who's taking on these projects. If it is your first time doing any work like that, any soldering work or anything like that, if I had a spare FPU, I would, just for fun. If you're doing any type of soldering work like that for the first time, you really, really, really should practice on a practice board. Your old cranky computers are not the best way to acquire those skills. I mean, it is one way of doing it. Not exactly the way I would choose, but all right. So what we're doing, Colin, is we're just going to do this on the back of the board here, so it's a little less visible. And let's make sure we map this out correctly. So that's the 5th pin there. So that would be 1. Whoopsies. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to put a little blob of solder there just so I remember which one it is. Because when you're looking up close, all this stuff looks very much the same. So just going to run a wee little wire across the board and all that. Well, pretzel, thank you very much. 1 million views! I mean, it's pretty... I'm not one to really dwell on numbers or analytics or anything. I really try not to think a lot about that stuff. But it's hard to ignore 1 billion, so that's pretty neat. Pretty pleased with that. Also kind of scary. 1 million people. If I told my wife 1 million people have seen the messy basement that we have, that I created, probably wouldn't be too thrilled with that. But all right. Of course, the wire goes wee because I let go of it. That's how smart I am. Because I let go of the tweezers, and now I'm bringing the tweezers back in. It's always fun doing it with my left hand, because my left hand is like, I'm going to just do what I want. And I'm like, no! You have to do things properly. And it's like, hey, look, squirrel. So. All right, let's tidy this up. So the ground connection that Adrian of Adrian's Digital Basement showed in his video, I believe is pertinent to... Oh gosh, I'm going to mess this up, aren't I? Oh man, I had it in my head. Oh, thank you very much, Ron, for the super chat. Yep! Congratulations on the first 1 million views. Here's to at least 1 million more, but let's not go crazy. So Adrian's video, there's... This is what I believe is correct. On the 550, the 500 series, the 575 series, all that stuff, the ground is needed for the audio. The Color Classic is different. And I believe I'm getting this correct, because the thing is, in Adrian's video, which is a great video, by the way, but the thing is, he was using a 575 board in a Color Classic or something like that. He was using something in a weird way. He was using a board in the wrong chassis. And that's where that information came from. Now, it's great information. You want to make sure everything is grounded. But I believe the Color Classic board works differently. But, hey, thank you very much for that, Greg. You gifted Erica a membership. I did not know you could do that. Apparently, that's a thing. Very cool. All right, let me zoom into the chat because I'm missing stuff here. All right, so let's get this. But again, thank you to all the thanks and all that fun stuffs. Appreciated. Sincerely. All right, whoopsie doodle. All right, that's not going anywhere. Bruce, I'm not doing wires that go up and down and through different sides of the board just to make you happy. Also, probably just because, that would look bad. And Colin's one of them famous YouTuber kids. It's gonna be the bee's knees. All that such and whatever. Colin's like, I don't want to be associated with this guy. This guy's off his rocker. Well, we all knew that. Well, it's to be expected. After all, you don't know what's in the water in this state. A lot of stuff. Alright, so this wire's just going to come along like this. And just going to put a little bit of flux there. Joe! Joe! It's Joe. How's it going? Alrighty, so. It's always fun about this enameled wire is sometimes it's very easy to burn it off. And other times it's like, no. What do you want me to do? No, thank you. I will stay not in the way you want to. So thank you. All right. Yeah, this tip doesn't heat things as evenly, but let's see how this works. Then we can always fix it up a wee bit. So I'm going to carefully cut that. Alrighty. Oh, thank you very much, Joe. Yep. Got a lot of super chats today. That is not, wow. Very much unexpected, but appreciated. Words. There we go. I have brain fart go. All right. So. All right. So let's transition again to the big screen. Let's show what we've done here. So we've just ran a little trace from the bottom of that socket to the bottom of the other thing. So let's hope that my calculations are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could count. Yay! No, Mike, you do not have to send me super chats. We've been over this before. I already have your power of attorney, so we're good. All right, so let's put the board in the Mac. I said, what the heck? There we go. Jeez. All right, let's turn this on again. And give it the old try. Yay! Okay, so that was it. That trace was the one unhappy thing on this machine, unfortunately. There we go. It's booting up. Oh, I'm missing things. I need to scroll up. Everything is broken, Garage. Thank you very much. Get something nice for the rabbits. Yep. Well, we only have the one bun right now, but we spoiled her rotten, so we'll get her some nice fresh lettuce. It's the best Apple II computer other than a 2C+. Well, thank you, Colin. I'm glad it's neater than some factory botches. So, we are starting up to System 7.1, which is fine because I don't have any additional memory plugged into this. It's just the raw board. And we have 4 whole megabytes of memory. But it works! Yay! This mouse is a bit iffy because I put an X on the bottom, but it can eat force. Alright, well. I hit restart instead of shut down, but you get the gist of it. Excellent. Well, that works. Now it'll only take a month for me to send it back to Colin. Shipping stuff sucks. No, Ron, no. I will be diving more into the 840AV stuff after Dana decides to send some stuff my way, because the best way I find working on like systems is work on them in batches. Like I'll have my AV board and then like so I can compare things. I don't know. Just if I'm gonna bring out all that stuff, the power supply, the video connectors, and all that, I'll bring it out. But yeah. 4 megabytes is enough to run HyperCard. What more do you need for that? There you go. There you go. Oh, I forgot to share. Gut Bomb sent me some cool things. Oh no, don't worry, Garth. I got more to fix, unfortunately. Gut Bomb sent me some cool stuff. So, my conflict catcher upload on Macintosh Garden is bad. Is it because the image file doesn't mount in a non-emulator? You have to use ResEdit and change the thing. Because I didn't upload it in a .sit file because I was being lazy. That's probably why. But Gutbomb sent me a Color StyleWriter Pro manual. Because I don't have this printer, so I need the manual. There were some goodies inside too. There's like a flyer from like the pricing of these systems. So that was neat. So let's see what prices we have here. We have a Performa 550 for $12.99, Performa 575 for $17.99, Performa 630 for $18.99, Quadra 630 for $16.27. Garth! Quadra! Hold on. Quadra 630. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Why the hell would you buy a Performa 630? Oh, I see. It comes with the monitor and the... No. Wait. Quadra 630 comes with 8 megs of RAM, 250 meg hard drive, Apple Design keyboard, Magnavox 14-inch display, some other software. And for $18.99, so that's a little bit more, same amount of memory. Oh, you get a fax modem. Double speed CD-ROM, so the Quadra didn't come with the CD-ROM. Extended keyboard and mouse. High-res RGB monitor. Okay, so I could see why that was more expensive. We got some more Macs here. We got PowerBook 520, 520C. The 520 is $2,097. The 520C is $2,597. PowerBook 150 are on $13.97. I gotta scan this in. This is pretty darn cool. That's funny, Gut Bomb. The worst monitor ever. Yeah, I'm guessing so. That's cool. I'm gonna have to scan that in. This is from New Hampshire. So there you go. Is there a date on this anywhere? Sale ends January 8th, 1995. So that kind of dates it. So there you go. Using your new scanner? No. Let's just say my obligations for that review are complete. There's a very slim use case that I see myself using that, and that's for thick books and stuff. But no, I will be using a flatbed scanner like I traditionally use. Here's the sales receipt. It has some addresses on here, so I'm not going to show it. But some info about when the machine was purchased and stuff. This is... What machine did they purchase? It is, because I lent Sean the PowerBook 150 because his died. So I had to... When I went over to Mike's, he messaged me at like midnight. He's like, do you have a PowerBook that works? And I plugged in my 180C, which died on the spot at midnight on this desk. And I'm like, well, I got a 150. He's like, okay. Let's see. It looks like it was a RAM upgrade. Updated to System 751. Okay, so this is like a service description. Okay, neat. And what else we got here? Make the most of your Apple Color Style Writer. And it's like a little pamphlet. And we got some personal information on here. I'll have to block that out, but this is neat. It's like a little thing by Adobe that I guess they mailed. I don't know, they get included? I don't know, whatever. That's neat. So anyway, thank you very much for that, Gut Bomb. I got, did I show off your little magnet? Where'd I put it? There it is. Oh, as cool as that, a little 3D printed magnet. That's going right over there. It's going to fall off, but that shelf, I always bodge into it and bump into it. Words. Yeah, that's cool. I'm sure when he gets bored of that printer, it's coming my way. That's what he does. I already have a printer that he gave me. Now, this is really neat, Gut Bomb, because when you mentioned this stuff, I was like, oh, that's cool. But I just saw an eBay auction where somebody was selling these. These are dust covers. This is for a printer. This is for the StyleWriter Pro or a Canon BJC600. And what's neat about this is they have a little rainbow design. That's what I thought was neat. So it's just, it's just a dust cover. But there's a little rainbow design. And someone on eBay is selling these. I think they're like $20. So I'm not buying them because it's a piece of fabric. Has dust covers. These smell, yes, they smell interesting. I remember what you were saying about these. We'll let those air out in the basement for a while. And this one's for a monitor. Apple Multiple Scan 15. Now that's kind of useful. So that's cool. Please don't open those. They smell. I got a whiff of that. I was trying to make sure it wasn't me. But thank you anyway. It's greatly appreciated. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I mean, those covers are neat, but I mean, I guess with the sewing machine, I can make my own. All right. So we fixed Colin's board. So now we have to fix something else. So I have an analog board for a not Color Classic, for a Classic 2. That I hate doing analog boards. I dread it. But I promised somebody I would do it. So, guess what we're doing next? We're doing an analog board. So I have to make space over here. Let me do that. Okay. All right, verbal note. This is for Sean. And I left my screwdriver upstairs. Yay. Hey, Jamie, thank you very much for the super chat. Yep. What makes analog boards a pain? Well, there's so many capacitors, and there's also things that you could break by mistake if you're not careful. It's a lot of work. It's all through hole stuff. It'd be a pain to get those old caps out and all that stuff. So, picked up a classic one a while ago. Needs work the analog board. CRT doesn't turn on when flicked on, only temporarily when turned off. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, boy. Alright, so let me get the cap kit here, which is on the shelf. And I'll plug Retrotech or Die's video on this Harbor Freight Quinn toolkit. I actually bought this, oh gosh, was it February or March? I bought this with the intention of doing a YouTube video about it. And then while I was at VCF Midwest, I saw a post from him about this, and I'm like, oh, I was going to do a video about that. I'm like, you know what, I'll just like tag onto your video if you want a cameo. He's like, yeah, sure. So, go check out that video. It is a very good review of this tool set. He compares it to an iFixit kit, which I wouldn't have been able to do because I don't have any of those fancy toolkits. Why? Because I lose all the pieces. There's already one piece missing from here. I don't even know how. It's somewhere around here, I'm sure. But anyhow, go check that out. If somebody's an admin and wants to put a link to Retrotech or Die's video about this Quinn toolkit, please go ahead and do so. I will open up this box before I accidentally show my address on the stream. We don't want that. But yes, this is a Console 5 cap kit. I have tried making my own cap kits. I cannot even get close to the price that they offer. So they must have a great deal with the supplier and order stuff in bulk. Although I wish they wouldn't include these little candies. I guess I could give them away for Halloween, but I don't eat them. Yes, Eric. Oh boy. Console 5, no affiliation, but yeah, they have cool stuff. They have cap kits and junk. Now, if you're going to get a cap kit for like Macintosh Classic or whatever, there's different revisions of the analog board. And it's a pain in the butt to tell the revision because see this metal piece? The logic board number is printed like on the opposite side. Ooh, I could see some lovely stuff on this analog board. Oh, I'm so excited! Cringe! Oh. Alright, so I already discharged the CRT. It's been sitting like that for a few minutes. So I guess it's time to remember where I put the screwdriver 2 seconds ago. And yeah, have you ever bought items from Japan on eBay before? Almost every time I'm in Japan, I get candy there. Not from eBay, but yeah, I've ordered stuff from Japan. Yes, they like including little gifts and things like that. It's very neat. It's very neat. Alright, so let me remember how this one is done. I have to remove the neck board and the sideboard, and we should be okay. As I twirled around countlessly for no reason. So I'm going to be far away from the microphone. Apologies, but that's just the way it is. Let me turn off the soldering iron for a second because I'm going to have to switch tips on that anyway. There are these little... Oh, I should have worn a belt, shouldn't I? Otherwise I'm going to keep pulling my pants up. This is exactly what everyone comes here to see. No, it isn't. All right. That came out easily. These are little plastic pegs that keep this piece of paper or card or whatever it is on the side. And I see some leakage. Oh, God. Ugh. I mean, this does work, but yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun on a bun. Okay. I have to switch little bits here. Hey, Mike, how about you drive 3 hours over here, touch the cap, and then drive back? It'll be worth it, I swear. Mike's like, no thanks. Switch to a Torx T15 here. Yeah, I guess the right one. Okay, we're almost on our way here. Also, I have to undo that connector connected to the yoke. And then this cable is actually wedged into the metal of the hard drive sled. And we have a fan. I actually think this is the first Classic 2 analog board that I've removed. I think all of them have been Classic 1s. At least one I've removed this far to work on. But I don't know if you could see, but like there's the hard drive. There's a little hook right there that was hanging on one of the cables. So how about that? Alright, so let's get everything out of the way here. Now I'm going to take my time with this because I'm going to label the capacitors in here as well as the ones that need to be replaced, because sometimes these Console 5 kits, although they're great, they will give you values of capacitors that are different from the original. So if you screw up, or if you don't have the original caps in there for reference, it's very difficult for you to understand which ones are for what and all that fun stuff. So, yeah. Alright, so I usually have a third screen here, but I don't because reasons. It's not plugged in. Alright, so we're going to go to Bruce Rain of Brankus Creations' excellent website, recapamac.com. So I'm going to go all the way to the Macintosh Classic 2. Now see, he has a 220 volt analog board recapping guide. Mine is a wee bit different. So, and get some exciting doodling drawing action here. I'm sure there's an analog board. In fact, let me check this other site. I'm sure there's an analog board for the Classic 2 floating around here somewhere. Hold, please. Let's see. Classic. So the model number of this specific analog board is 6300525-8. Let's just type that in. 6300525. Okay, so we have recap reference. Oh, look at that. Jess Stevens on the Vintage Computer Federation forum has made one. Let me log in here. Might have saved me a bunch of work. All right, indeed. So let's make sure that this is the right one. Well, it certainly looks the same as mine does. And so we're going to open this image in a new tab. And now I'm going to put this link in the description here, just so everybody on the chat, rather. So here's a revision B. I don't think mine has a B on it, but there's a lot of dust on it. That's for sure. Let's give you a look at that. Oh, look at this guy. All right, so, well, let's go to the Console 5 wiki, because unfortunately, a lot of the time, the Console 5 wiki will have like an ASCII list of things, and it will tell you where their replacement caps go. Not necessarily the original caps, and I think that is important to note. Yeah. Yeah. The Console 5 wiki is just a list. And it says, early revisions have 13 caps, later have 4. How is that helpful to me right now? I mean, look, it's better than nothing, but if you're like me, you work better with visuals. And so that is visuals. So that's what I'm looking at here. So I am just making a quick gander at this board and determining if everything appears to be the same. So we have a lot of dusty caps here, but we're going to take our time and look. That's a 220/50. That's a 220/50. And you know what I should do? I should print this out. Let me go. Come on. Where's the printer? Why aren't you seeing the printer that's plugged in upstairs? Ah, poopy. Oh, there we are. All right, I'm going to go ahead and print this. I will be right back. All right, I'm going to play the be right back thing. I'm just going to print this. I'm going to grab upstairs, run upstairs. Wow, words. Run upstairs and grab the printer page, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back with a printout. Because while I do love guides, this says revision B. I'm not sure if mine is a revision B. So we're gonna check, and that's might take a while, but that's okay. We're all friends here. We're all pals. I'm gonna turn this light on because I need more light to see. Oh no, my head is blown out. That's what happens. All right, cool. So get our marker here. Confirm your assumptions, folks. Trust but verify. All right, so we got our little, what is that? All right, that's a 50 to 20. Yes. And next to that is a 150. Yes. And then next to that, you have a 4.7 250. Yep. Because I'm not sure what revision board this is. It doesn't really say. So that's always fun. That's a 25 1000. Yep. That's a, should be a 150. Well, there's two right next to each other. It would be nice if it told me its value. Yeah, yes, it's 150. Then we have a 1025 right next to it. Yes, we do. All right, and then all the way over here, we have a 4716, I believe. Yes. Greg, shut up. Jeez. All right. 16 1000. Yep. Let's see. There's a lot of dust on this board. My goodness. 725. Yep. And right next to that is a chunky looking one. There's so much dust I can't even read it. 10470. Okay. 25 470. 22016. Yep. Okay, so those are those. Let's move on to the other ones here. So, oh, this one has hot snot all over it. 150. Okay. And next to that is 25 47. Yep. So looking good so far. 250 220. Yep. And another 250 220. Yep. So I have a handful more to go here. I have a boop, 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 boop. 150. Yep. Oh god, there's so much dust and goop. It's gonna be so much fun, guys. I'm so excited. Alright. 1622. Yep. And that should be a 2210. Yes, it is. That one should be the same. I know this is very exciting. And that's 1010. Yep. And then we have these two remaining here, which are very hard to see. 25 470. Yes and yes. So I believe that is all of them. Yay! Alright. Just double check we didn't miss any here. Think we're in good shape. Last thing I want to do is pull off something if I don't know what the originating value was. But I think we're in good shape here. But look at some of the dust on this thing. Ugh. Ugh. Any suggestions for upgrades? Ron knows about, what is that thing? You max out the memory in a certain way and then it pulls video memory better. Ron knows the thing. He's smart. I'm dumb. Alright, time to get all these dumb caps off the board. Oh, I still have two of these little thingamabobbers here, but that's okay. These are just little plastic clips. If you just push in the center of them, which I should do with a smaller screwdriver, they just come right out. I said, they just come right out. Come on. Oh boy. Hold please. Oh, well thank you very much, Garth. Meow? I mean, yep. You get your choice of farm animals here at Mac 84. Oh, that almost fell off the table. I have to get up and move that because it is going to fall. And then I'm going to be like, where did it go? Okay. All squared away here. Hello to anybody I missed. Hey, Adam. Hey, Fern. Hello. Who else did I miss? Francois. Turbo Speed. Anybody else? Colin, if I had an image right in every room, I'd be a dead man. That's what I would be. Nah. All right, so speaking of goats, let's get on with whatever this is. Move the microscope. We're not going to need much of that, I don't think. Oh Lord, look at that. Well, I should probably tell the guy I'm doing this for that I'm doing it, because you might want to see the how the sausage is made here. Let's copy this. Let's open up the messagery diddly doodly here. And boop. All right. All right, so let's get back to what the heck we're doing here. Yeah, usually when I'm using a Mac 2S 2CI, I'll use the built-in video, but if I'm going to do anything serious, I'll use a dedicated video card. All right, so first off, ton of dust all over this thing. Oof. On the transformer, on the flyback. I mean, oof, yeah, I'm not going to start doing this. I'm going to have a fit here. But what I will do is I'll take this outside and dust it out after I'm done with that. What are people using for SCSI to SD card? I'm using a Blue SCSI. BlueSCSI.com. They released version 2 not too long ago. I love the darn thing. In fact, I'm going to put thingamajig in here. I just did a video, and I'll put that in the thingamajig too. Blue SCSI Mac 84s. There we go. And I just did a video all about it because they added some brand new features like Wi-Fi. So there you go. There's my video all about that. Feel free to watch it. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. All right, so let's unplug this cable. This is for the hard drive, and it does disconnect. Let's move that. And then we have the other cables here that are all stuck to the board. So we're gonna do that. Now what I do, deep. That's all, folks. What I do need to do is I need to make some space to get the machine, as I like to call it, aka Claris. Well, Bruce calls it. I'm sorry, Bruce calls it the machine. I use that without copyrighted permission, without the expressed written consent of Brankus Creations. I'm sorry. Please don't sue. But I have this solder sucker machine that is nicknamed Claris. Bruce calls it the machine. But essentially, it's going to help me remove a lot of these capacitors, hopefully, much easier. So let me make some space for that. The desk is a bit cramped. Let's move this soldering iron over here. I saw one of these fancy YouTubers the other day. I guess he's renting out a space or whatever. Like, look at my new studio. I'm like, oh my gosh. There's no crap on the floor. What a concept. Speaking of Blue SCSIs, all the Blue SCSIs. I got all the Blue SCSIs. Good night, Garth. Thank you for stopping by, as always. Alright, so I have to make sure this solder sucker is plugged in. Otherwise, it ain't going to do much of anything. Now, is it? No's it ain't. No's it ain't. And Trina, you'll be pleased to know I finally gave Mike the present he gave me to give him like months ago. That might have been it, Colin. There was a few people. I'm just like, there's open space and desks. Like, okay, I have a basement. There's a lot of crap here. It's a lot of crap. I gotta sort through it. I need to just get rid of stuff. But anyway. Ooh, tacos. Now I want tacos. I already had Thai food today. But I want tacos. Damn it, Carl. And you could just guess what his reaction was, Trina. I'm not going to spoil it, but take a guess. Alright, so the solder sucker has been activated. Oh gosh, let's look at the bottom of this board. Look at that. Ugh. Look at all the fun we got to deal with here, Bruce. Look at that. Oh God. Ugh. That's going to be a leaky boy. I'm going to take a picture of this. Exactly, Joe. Evil board. Thought Friday the 13th ended already. Why are we dealing with this? There's going to be a lot of scrapey, I can guarantee you. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass, and it's also going to smell terrible. Well, no time like the present. Oh, gosh. Hey, Sean. What's this button do? Eep! Look. I'm glad you told me to recap this analog board, because the black stuff is not normal. That's nice corrosion. Mmm. Delicious. Oh God, this is gonna be the death of me. Let's try and clean this up a little bit. Oh goodness. Well, thank you very much, Sean, for joining, and Eep, thank you very much for the super chat. Try and clean some of this gunk off of here first. But this is interesting because the board does work. The analog board does work. But obviously, classic and color classic machines, they were just built a certain way where their analog boards are just I don't know, a special breed of something. We're going to have to scrape a lot of these black marks away and clean this up because, yeah, not fun. Alright, so I get a quick quack instead of eep. Well, I've never had this request before. We will try. Quack. There you go. Give me an eep for good measure as well. I have a problem. Alright, so let's try and get some of these damn caps off the board. Oh, goodness. Oh, these are going to smell. Alright, well, no time like the present, huh? One. Two. Hope I'm pulling the right ones off. Don't look, Steven. Just pull off random caps from the bottom of the board. It'll fix itself out in the future. Oh, goodness. Alright, that's that. So then this must be... Well... Sure. Let's go with that. Oh, boy. Taco Money. No excuses now. Well, thank you very much, Carl. Yep. Oh, God. This is... Even that tiny cap. Let's take a look at this. Oof. Oh, we got some keepers here. So, Sean, do you want me to make a necklace out of these, or... It's gonna be terrible. Ugh. 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 Oh, God. Oh, boy. Whoa. That one's awful. Yuck, 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 yuck. Alright. What else we have? We have... we have that one marked down? Yes. Okay. Just want to make sure. Trina, no. What is it with your fascination? There's plenty of websites out there for that sort of thing. I appreciate your support, but no. Eep. Any different verbal cues here, and I'll have to start. I'll have to upload it to onlyribbons.com. I've lost my place here. Oh, gosh, these are stinky caps. Only the stinkiest capacitors. Why is he talking like a bad Sean Connery? Oh, Bruce, I wish you could smell these. Oh, these are awful. Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, this one leaked through the board. Oh, God, this smells so bad. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, it's right on the ground plane. It won't let go. Oh my gosh. Let me hide my face so the camera will focus. You can just see how wet and leaky that one is. Look at that. Whoa. That was where some of the black marks were. I'm certainly glad that those caps won't be doing any more damage anymore. Joe, give me $1 million, and yes, I will. let me retire, and I'll lick the stupid capacitor, and then immediately spend all that money in the hospital. Thank you, healthcare system. Oh God, this is nasty. Oh gosh, Trina. On your best behavior, please. What the heck? Oh, my hands are just all... Hey, Chris, how's it going? Oh gosh, this is terrible. This is some of the leakiest caps I've ever seen. Oh, this one's nasty. Hey, Micro Hobbyist, how's it going? Am I pulling on the wrong cap here? No. For all I know, I could actually. Because I'm an idiot. And that was not a cap. That was this little thing. That's why I hate analog boards. Everything is so close together. I'm going to have to reflow that. Oh gosh. Oh, that's not right. Oh God, my finger's going to stink all day. Oh gosh. What are you doing this for, Steve? Why? Why do you torture yourself with old, disgusting capacitors? Because it's not the computer's fault. Oh God, that's the worst one yet. Wait till you see some of these under the microscope. Delicious. Oh yeah, look at that. All right. Oh, there's so much leakage on the board, too. How did this board even work? It was on for like a solid 10 minutes or so. I mean, it just goes to show you when people are like, yeah, it turns on, it works. Well, not for long. Oh, thank you, Ron, for the super chat. Yep. I mean, just look at how shiny it is. And delicious. Oh, just focus on the damn cap, you stupid camera. I will come back to these later. As it rolls off of the platform. Okay. Oh, gosh. What am I doing with this one now? Oh, I see. Even the tiny little caps are... None were spared! Ugh, I should be wearing gloves for the show. Oh my gosh. Hey, Matthew. Alright, where does this go? Well... I think it's all jammed up. I don't know where the tool is to unjam it. Damn you! Who would think cruddy 30-year-old solder would clog up my desoldering gun? The fan drags down. What happened? What I do? Oh. Or the lights, you mean? Oh god, this is terrible. Wait till you see this from this view. Ooh. Come on, you stupid little capacitor. Ow! Oh, you mean the fan stops on the dealie? Let's try this one here. This is... If I could free this somehow. Oh, the pitch of the fan changes. Yeah, it's probably like, why? Alright, let's switch to some of the other ones here. There we go. It's just that this solder, some of it is so crusty. Oh, thank you, Big Bad Biologist. Big Bad Bench. I have the manual to your StyleWriter Pro, apparently. So if you ever get bored of it, you could dump that printer on me. Oh, delicious capacitors. We haven't sang in a while, but we have delicious capacitors and something delicious capacitors. Why there's so many capacitors? Who knows? Why did Apple put so many capacitors? It really blows. Capacitors. Capacitors. Clearing some of these vias is going to be fun. Hope everyone's getting a good look at my head, too. This one's right next to the flyback. Ooh. That's not a capacitor, but it looks like one. Oh, God. Well, we're almost done. We're up to 15. Hey! Alright, this little cluster has a bunch of goop on it. But here, let me show you this first. This is disgusting, folks. Look at this. Look at that leakage. Look. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, so if somebody says, "Oh, no, my analog board works fine. I don't gotta recaps it." This worked fine too. Probably wouldn't have been working fine for much longer. Nasty. Oh boy. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go. And part of the ones are covered in this glue here, so I'm just going to try and peel some of that off. Yes, this is Bruce's favorite. Oh, Bruce, it's so disgusting. This is the model 6300525. American version. With all the 120 voltages. Just trying to get some of this horrid glue. There we go. Out from this area. So I could actually remove these capacitors. Alright. Now we're making progress here. Well, continuing to make progress. It's always fun guessing where I'm gonna do the thing. Right, so dip, dip, and then this maybe? Yeah. Oopsies. Yeah, that was it. Lucky guess. Alright. This one is next to that one. Nope. Oh, I see. Well, 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, which one is it? Which one is it? You have chosen wisely. Alright, now we just had the big 2 chonker caps. Now usually these are okay, but got new ones. Might as well replace them. And the solder sucker is not going to help us there. They're too big. We could try, but it's not going to... Come on. This one's right on the ground plane. Delicious. Oh, yeah. I mean, that one was probably fine. We'll test that one. We're replacing all of them because we got a kit with all of them. So, might as well do them all. So I don't want to do this again. I know generally there are some you normally don't have to replace. And if this were mine, I would take the cheap route, but it is not. I think that is all of them. We'll test these two because I am curious. Let's count how many capacitors we removed. How do you fully clean the Alborg? Under the impression you couldn't safely over Sonic before the components, the analog cap. I just scrubbed the hell out of it. I mean, I've never ultrasonic an analog board. Bruce would be the expert on that. And also, this has a speaker built into it, so it's a bit of a pain. Alright, so let's count all the capacitors. Count the capacitors. Count all the capacitors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we might have removed some. That, oh, no, we got 2 more. How many did they give me here? Well, they gave me a bunch. So, well, I'm not throwing them out yet, but yeah, some of these are nasty. Did they give me the big ones? Oh, poor form. Oh, no, they did. I only saw one in there for a second. I was like, no! Oh, boy. Alright, finally got that one out. Last one here. Alright. Off goes the Moo Gun. Oh, God. It's very smelly. Yeah. That's fun. Alright, so let's do this here. There we go. So there's all the old caps. Let's put those to the side, just in case I got to reference something. Oh boy. Oh, my hands smell. Oh, there goes the camera, folks. Yay, USB-C. Hold, please. There we go. There we goes. All right, so look at all those caps. Oh, look at all that residue. Hey, Patar, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's definitely something you want to practice before you dive into. Those look fine. I bet you I could have kept those on the board, but some of these. Look, all natural cap juice. Delicious. All right, there we go. No, I don't remember what goes where, but that's why we have a guide. Smarter people made one. So I follow. But I did check to make sure that mine matched that, because you never know. You never know. I guess I should clean this a bit before I do anything else. And sorry we're not getting any microscope action here because it's too bulky to fit under the microscope at this point. Oh my gosh, there's just so much crud. Ooh. Because if you do not remove the capacitor juice, guess what? It's gonna keep corroding the board with your new capacitors. Oh, yes. So much fun. Remember somebody contacted me to do repair. Oh gosh, this must have been years ago. And I think I said it would be like $100-something for the analog board or whatever I was charging at the time. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do it myself. And they did it themselves. And, you know, they boasted that, hey, it works. They emailed me like, hey, look, I got it. I'm like, oh, good job. You know, I'm glad you did it. And then I saw, you know, they didn't email me, but I saw a post on Reddit like, a few months later or whatever, like, oh, I recapped. I don't know what happened. And people were asking for photos. He showed photos, and there was still the cap juice just on the board. I was like, oh, you moved the gravestones, but you left the bodies, you know. If you're gonna do it, do the job fully. Don't cheap out. It'll come back to bite you. That's a good movie. Scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. Alright. So we also have all this lovely marks on the back of the board still. All the black. That's not supposed to be this. That's not supposed to be there. Ooh, Netatalk. Sign me up, please. Sounds like fun. Oh, well, I guess before we put anything on, it's scrapey time. But it also means that this board is going to be a pain in the butt. I can't get this under the microscope because everything is well, I can adjust the microscope, I guess. But I don't really need the microscope for this. I'll just be scraping big chunks of stuff off of there. Hey, Martin, how's it going? Oh, God. I'd like you to see some of this, too. But see if I could clean some of this off. This one's particularly bad. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is just cap juice. That's all it is. All goop. It was bridging connections and fun. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a scalpel and I'm very carefully scraping off the black bits where the copper has started to oxidize and get all crummy. Because eventually that will eat through the entire trace. And that's something you don't want. Some of these are deep. Oh my goodness. I mean, if a data trace gets eaten through, alright, you could patch it up. But like a high voltage or a ground one, yeah, you don't want that. I'm just using some isopropyl alcohol here to clean, and I will use solder mask where appropriate, but I can also just, as it is here, cover it with solder. And it should be fine, but, you know, for things that are close to each other, I will certainly use some solder mask. I don't know if I'm going to get to that tonight. We're going to try our best to get this in a happier state. Because the big pain in the butt with these is you got to assemble the whole computer to test it. Oh, well, thank you very much, Martin. It's sincerely appreciated. All right. Let me move this down here. Sorry for the view's kind of boring here. I apologize. I bought a new camera to be an overhead camera, and it turned out to be a piece of crap. So I have to see if I could get it replaced. It's supposed to be one of those Logitech 4K ones, and just like keeps like randomly shutting off. I'm like, oh, that's great. I hope everyone is having a good day. And all of this. Oh, God. If you don't like nails on a chalkboard, sorry. This is pretty bad. It's pretty pitted here. Just see how deep that is. It's still, if this wants to focus there. Come on, focus. You just see all the pitting going on there. This is an Anker, one of the cheapo cameras. But I bought a used Logitech locally. The person didn't know what it was, but it's one of those 4K Brio ones. But like, you plug it in, it works, but like stutters and it acts weird. So I'm like, well, I can't use that on the stream. Because OBS on this computer is very, very particular. And I've noticed on Macs in general. If it doesn't like a camera you have plugged in, it'll just like make everything stop. I'm not going to be able to get all this out, but you know what? I'm just stopping what I can here. Yeah, I got this Anker after watching a lot of videos comparing it to like the Logitech streams and all this stuff and this and that. And the Anker has dedicated Mac software, and I know the Logitech does too. But I was like, you know what? They have one on sale. I think it was like an open box or whatever. And I took a chance with it. I bought one for my Mac Studio. I was very happy with it, so I bought one for down here. And generally speaking, it works, but if I want to do a close-up, it's like sometimes like, huh? It doesn't know what to do. Eyesight. I do have one. And this computer does have FireWire. Bet you OBS would have no idea what the hell to do with it. Alright. I think that's the worst of those offenders there. Let's go to our trusty toothbrush. You gotta be careful, the speaker's right there. But look at this, Bruce. Look at that still. Come on, focus. Look at that still. Ugh. There's not really FireWire to USB converters. I'm sure one existed at one time for a very specific purpose, but it's generally not a thing. Two wildly different protocols. I mean, thankfully, where this is connected it's not really carrying voltage or anything. It's just a ground, but still. I want to try and clean these things up a little bit. And you don't want it to spread, because that'll be bad. Be very bad. It's hard to tell what some of this is, if it's just old flux or what. But all right, so let's switch the tip on our soldering iron, because we're gonna have to do some work here. Where did I put it? Is that the one? Anken. I got this good old quality Anken. Where did I put the tip for this darn thing? Time to drink water, because I'm feeling dizzy. Yeah, then you breathe on one of those dongles, and there goes your computer. Found the other tip. Where the heck did I put it? I just took it off of the thing. There it is. Geez, Steven, you should put all your soldering iron tips together. That's a great idea. You know what? If I'm... That should be fine. Nah, you know what? Let me go with the larger one. How is that still warm? Good morning. Who died? Alright, so let's put that on the side. And we'll see if I can adjust this microscope. Whoa! Yeah, wrong way. Oh, God. Hold, please. That wasn't fun. Crashed down. Oh, boy. And now you can see some of this deliciousness here. I have to change this. Hey, Retro Tech or Die. I was just talking about your video earlier, telling people to check it out. Oh yeah. I've not played with the one of those pencils. They seem interesting. I just have not had an opportunity to play with one. Let's turn the soldering iron on. I was using one of the tool sets before to take apart things. Oh, just look at all of this. I'm not scraping all of it. Hopefully a clean will just do that the best. But yeah, some of this is just... The more I look at it, man, the more I look at it. This is much more of a pain in the butt than removing the socket. But see, some of these are just really deep in there. Oh, goodness. It's not mold, it's just corrosion. Oh, wait, now that I'm on the microscope, I can show you some of those capacitors I pulled off of here. Prepare to be amazed and disgusted. Look at that. Another example. Delicious. Yeah, that's why you want to remove the capacitors from your Mac Classic Analog board, especially. I mean, these just seem to like be a magnet for that type of stuff. I'm not going to be able to get all this. This is just an uphill battle. But I'll get the worst of it. Some of it looks bad and then it's okay underneath. But like this, like, ugh. I have to reflow some of this, especially, here it is. This connector. Okay, that's all flux. But it looked bad. Oh, let's look at Bruce's message. Check the connections of these diodes very carefully. They run hot, so the solder joints come out of it on time. I was doing the other day. Thank you very much, Bruce. Let's see if we have on the board the same dealie you have. Oh, there we go. So Bruce is saying that these two bad boys right here, they cause problem. Right there. I can't see the screen because I have too much crap. Well, it looks a bit green. I will reflow those. Thank you very much for the tip, Bruce. Greatly appreciate it. This is a Classic 2. As I actually have the text on the screen for once. Yeah. Classic 2. Okay, so let's find out which ones are these. That's that, and then that. Okay, so I'm gonna reflow those. Thank you, Bruce. Right here. I'm actually gonna. I had a marker here. I had a little friend once. He don't move no more. Where did the thing go? I had the thing when I was doing the thing with the other thing. You know, because I do things on the channel. Oh, my back is still aching from Sunday or Saturday, whenever the heck it was. Oh, boy. Oh, come on, marker. Nah, I guess I'll just have to do it myself. No, I can mark it with flux. How about that? So, there. And I believe that was it, right? Yes. Oh, thank you very much, Mark, for the super chat. Eep! Go to MacFX. Oh, I always forget if it's .com or .net. Go to MacFX.com and get your cool stuff for your cool Mac. There's too many things there. I actually just bought something from there. I bought one of the clear SE cases. I bought the green one. Because I've had oh, that smells awful, Bruce. I bought one of those SE cases because I want to do something silly with it. Delicious diodes. Okay. Ugh. Oh, when that smell hits you, man, that's far out. We have a horrible view going on here. What is this? What is this? The Mac 84 gut hour? Like a view of my crotch and my gut. Oof. Well, thank you. Alright. Let's clean up some of this gunk here. So I'm actually going to go through with some solder wick. Hey Drake, how's it going? Solder in the evening. Yes, they'll certainly wake you up. I saw what is that new thing, Drake, for the Apple II? That you and Mr. K Kobo were. I don't know if you were working on it together or you were just selling it together. But that looked very neat. The best tip for desoldering, SP2SD. Thank you. That looked very neat. Is it like a disk emulator, or is it like does it do other stuff? What am I doing here? I'm not using flux. That's what I'm doing, because I'm in my mind I'm thinking I'm still using the solder sucker, which you're not supposed to use flux with. Oh, these are so nasty. Micro DB. Ooh, well, that sounds fun. I need to buy one of those from you. Or if there are people in the U.S. Not to say I wouldn't buy from you, but you know, only a handful of my packages from Canada ever arrive here. So somebody in between is swiping them. Oh God, these are terrible. So much crud. That's cool. That's really cool. Ugh, there's just so much cap crud in these. Oh, look at this. No. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, that's awful. Ugh. I don't want to deal with this. This is terrible. I would like one where the system eeps when you turn it on. Boy, would that get old fast. Just trying to neutralize as much of that crud as I can. Especially that area was very much crunchy. Alright, let's start putting some caps on, and then we could always come back. Every time doing the ramp test. Okay. Ugh. Is it bedtime yet? No. This will be a two-parter. I don't think I'm going to finish this tonight. I'm still not feeling the best from the weekend. I'm feeling pretty tired. How long have we been going for a while? We've been going for like, what, 2 hours already? Can't look at the thingamajig because the window is too small. Oh, YouTube, you piece of... Thank you for taking 5 minutes to refresh the screen. I really appreciate it, YouTube. Now we're at 58 minutes. Okay. Alright, so time to put some new capacitors on. Now let's do this properly. As he spins around in his chair, we'll use an old videotape box. Put all the caps in there. Whee! Delicious capacitors! It would look funnier if it's full screen. No, I don't do the long live streams anymore. I just don't have the stamina for it. I get tired. I'm an old man. I'm confused. These big old chonker Rubicon caps. Interesting. That said, oh, I see. For 220 volt only, you would add a jumper. And there's no jumper there. Well, that explains. Let's do a better job of this here. Those diodes had some little green specks on them, Bruce. Yum, yum, yum. I hate doing analog boards and power supplies. There's a lot of stuff that could go wrong before your eyes. If you don't know what you're doing, you could put it in backwards, blow it up good, and make you poop your pants. Well, that's good, Bruce. Alright, so we had 2 of these, but 1. Okay, alright, that's fine. Where the hell is the... Where's the positive and negative marking for those? Oh boy. And of course, this schematic that I printed out doesn't have it. Did I take a picture? Let's hope I did. Well, I took a picture of the back. That helped. Great job, Stephen. Well... this is fun. No, the reason why I do an analog ports. Oh, this is nasty here. That is fine. There's just crud like in between where the things go, so I'm just trying to do my best to clean those out. Bruce's picture should work, that's right. Well, see, Bruce only has 1 cap in there. But they will help me because that equals negative. No. Oops. So the little square guy is negative. And if that's like that, then it should be like that. And I'm going to double check that, of course. It's worth replacing clock battery because I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. It depends on the PowerBook. Some of them are easy to replace. Some of them are a pain in the butt. Oh, what am I looking for here? This is 630-0525. I swore I took a picture before, but I guess I did not. And here's a good old picture from the E of Bay. Or at least there was before that auction sold. I just want confirmation here. I think it's a decent enough photo. Negative that way. Oh, see, this had negative going the other way. Ooh, that would have been an oopsie. Let's double check her stuff here. Sorry, just give me a moment, folks. Just want to make sure I'm putting on the capacitors in the right way. So I don't want any surprises. Alright, so this capacitor is facing negative to the right, which I have that one, but this other one is not. Okay, so to swap it around. Yeah, so that's the only thing that recapping guide did not have. It did not have the polarity of some of them. So I'm going to mark that down myself. I have a pen, so I can do that. So negative is over here, and negative is over here. Perfecto. Now I know for the futures. Yeah, my hands are disgusting right now because of this analog board. I'm not gonna lie. It's disgusting. Well, interesting. That's not a. This guy has the wrong model number for this analog board. He's saying it's a Classic 2, but it's obviously a Macintosh Plus one. Yeah, this one. I mean, hey, look, I could be blind, Bruce, but oh, you know what it is? But it's there's so many components there, Bruce. That's why I was having trouble seeing it. But no, it is printed on the board. It's just like right between this resistor pack and this diode and all this or whatever that is. Yeah, it's there. It's just hard to say. All right, never mind. Hey, Dan, how's it going? Yeah, no cats near a CRT. Meow. Oh gosh. All right. What am I doing here again? That's right. Trying to fix stuff. Yay. These capacitors, the legs are so thick I don't even have to hold them in. They're just sort of staying on their own there. All right. That's good. On to the next ones. Okay, let's do this one by the flyback. There's a 22050, so let's find that. Again, I have a feeling this will be a two-parter stream. I don't know if I have the stamina to keep going at this rate. Still wiped out from Saturday. Feel free to blame Mike. It's all his fault. All right, this is a 22050. And so this goes right next to the flyback. This is capacitor number 11, if I'm reading this right. All right. Good night, Trina. All right, and then capacitor, what's that? 1 is 1000 microfarad, 25 volts. Let's see. 1000. 1010. Getting closer. Sorry, you probably want to see the board, not my forehead. I got to get my other camera working. It's like amateur hour over here. Here we go. 1025. Just bending the legs. I'm going to solder them in later. Just trying to get the cluster of these caps in. So next is CL3. So that's a 1 microfarad of 50 volts. Might be one of these guys. And indeed it is. Why is it to cut the cardboard of these sometimes? Because sometimes the legs are very stubborn in there. They don't want to be freed. But hopefully everyone is doing all right tonight. It is a Monday after all, but hopefully this makes your Monday slightly better, maybe. Alrighty. Then CL2, which is a 4.7 microfarad, 250 volt. Nope. 4.7 250. There we go. Oh, we have a bingo. I usually just order from DigiKey or Mouser, but console5.com, the number 5.com, has kits for analog boards and stuff, which I can't beat the price on. If I tried to do this myself, this would probably cost me at least double. I'm pretty sure they just order their stuff in such a bulk amount that I would just never be able to reach that discount that they have, which is fine. More power to them. But it does mean that, you know, if I'm redoing an analog board, I'm just going to order from Console 5. I'm not going to even bother. You know, unless I'm ordering, you know, hundreds of caps, I don't think I would get anywhere near the discount that they currently have. All right. Just doesn't make sense to. Okay, and then we have a few over here. We have a 1 microfarad 50 again. Bruce, if you want to put the Console 5 website into the chat, you're welcome to. If not, you know, I guess they're not paying either of us. So. We're such curmudgeons. They're not paying me. I'm not going to do it. All right. That was CP37. Now we're going to CP3, which is 10 microfarad 25. Nope. There we are. Thank you, Colin. Now that would be a sponsor. I would sponsor. They want to sponsor me. I'll say, hey, yeah, buy all your recap dealy doos from them. I don't think they make that much money to sponsor me. Who knows? All right, so the next one we have CL11. That is a 4716. No Macintosh ever has 4716s in them. Did they give me 4725s? I think they did. That's very common. But that's one of the things that'll trip you up if you're not used to it. You'll be like, wait, it says 4716. What's going on here? So, yeah, in this board, they have 3 47 microfarad caps. 2 are 25, 1 is 16. So, of course, they're not going to give you the 16. They'll just give you the 25, which makes total sense and is perfectly fine. I emailed them just as like a, hey, I did a video using your recapping guide in this Atari 800. Like, could you please include the link in your wiki? Because your Wikipedia thing... No, this is what I did. I made a visual guide for that. Let me talk to you guys. Hi. I made a visual guide for the Atari 800. It's not the best guide, but it's a visual. And I'm like, hey, you guys don't have this on your wiki. Like, you know, you just have the list of caps. I think it'd be very helpful for a beginner, and so on and so forth. Can you include that? Never heard back anything. So I don't know. They just don't like me, or they were out to lunch, or what? But all right, next one is, well, at least let's do the rest of these then. CP4. Okay, so let's skip ahead and do those. But you never know. I have, unfortunately, bigger fish to fry right now. The lovely joys of owning a home and all that fun stuff. Hey, Jamie, take care. Got the water heater done recently, and now I have other crap I gotta work on. It's never ending. Well, that one's nasty looking. Ugh. Try and clean these up a little bit before we shove new capacitors on them, huh? I mean, some of this is just dusting such, but... Alright, so this is 4725. That is CF1. Okay. Now again, this Mac worked fine before the new caps, so it should continue to do so afterwards. At least that's the hope. Alright, so this is CP4. CP4. We have a bingo! Getting crowded. The water heater has been replaced. Thank goodness. I take showers again. It's really starting to stink up the place. Like, hey Steve, can I come over? Nope, sorry. Too stinky. Try another time. Alrighty. Alright, so those are those. Now we left off at CF3, 1000 microfarad, 16 volts. 1000 microfarad, 16 volts. That will surely give you quite a jolt. Bruce always talks about movies when he streams. I watched The Fugitive again after a long time. I hadn't seen it. The one with Harrison Ford. That's a good movie. It's just a great action thriller movie, whatever you want to call it. That was a lot of fun. And then I didn't know, but there was a follow-up to that, U.S. Marshals. It was okay. I mean, it didn't have Harrison Ford in it. It was just following the federal agent folks. It was all right. It's a decent movie, but nothing like... I don't know. The Fugitive, that starts out with such, like, you know, a premise and everything. And the editing is like, they don't waste anything. They just keep on moving on. And that was, I think that's to its credit, you know, was a very good choice for that film. But I haven't seen that in a long time. That was fun. Apparently they're coming out with a 4K version, of course. I just had the Blu-ray, but it looked perfectly fine. Get out of here, you mosquito. Mosquitoes are bombarding the basement. Help. Send help. Was that 2216? Okay. So 2216. I'm sorry. 22016. Numbers are important. Sorry. And the Mac 84 sings. Hey, Sad Mac, how's it going? Joe! Oh, boy. I've never I've never gotten into the Five Nights at Freddy's thing. I mean, I'm aware it was a popular indie game and all that stuff. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not judging a book by its cover, but I'm like, it's all jump scares and horror things. Like, I think I'm good. All right. Now we have 4725s. Those go... Gosh, these ones don't have long legs on them at all. Where's this one? A 5047, 470. That one goes right next to this socket here. All right. Where the heck is the plus? Oh, there it is. It's hidden. Okay. So let's put that one in, because we're not going to be able to just leave that in there, because I can't bend the legs that good. I can't bend the legs. Legs is. That's good enough for now, and I can always tidy that up when I do the rest of these, because I'm probably, honestly, just going to put these all into place, and then I'm going to call it a night, because I'm getting pretty winded. Still recovering from ow. And yeah. Okay, yeah, there's 2 that go there. 470/25s. 470. Hey, Victor, how's it going? 470/25. So we have 2 more of those. So those go up here. And those are both like that. So the negative points up there. Boop. Boop. And do that again here. And Bruce, you'll be streaming after me, right? Ah, you're the one with the 2FX. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, if shipping from Spain was cheap, I would totally take you up on that. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. They didn't give me all... Oh, no, they did. I'm just an idiot. All right, so this one has to be the tiny one. This one has to be 1 microfarad 50. Yes, it is. All right, let's put that in there. Oh, that doesn't want to... Oh, it doesn't want to go in there. It's kind of blocked. Let's try and clear it out without flipping the whole board over and making a mess out of things. It's okay. I'll just make a mess for myself by doing it this way. This one's gonna be a pain in the butt. How much do you think a Mac 2FX working like mine could be worth? Well, first off, if it's fully recapped, analog board, power supply and logic board and all that stuff, it will command a much higher price than it's just as is and somebody has to play around with it. Doesn't matter if the machine turns on currently. I mean, that's great, but there's a lot of factors that go into play. So I really haven't bought those machines. I don't even have one. But they could command a decent price depending on the condition and what's included, how much memory is in it, because memory on those systems is very specific. So if it has a lot of memory in it, you would probably get more than you would for a machine that doesn't have a lot of memory in it. But I would go to like eBay sold listings, look at like 5 of them, and then make an average out of those and then subtract like a little bit just to sort of get a feel for it, because people will sell them with a monitor or with this or with that, or, you know, it's hard to tell. And sometimes, you know, you just have some guy that will pay anything for one, but then he's just the one person. And once he buys it, you know, no one else is going to do the same thing. So it's a bit difficult to attain, but it is one of the more sought after Macs. I would love to have one, but I don't think, especially with the disadvantage rather I would have paying for shipping from Spain, I don't think it would really be the best deal for you either. Oh no, I dropped a cap. There it is. But I would also make a post on Tinker Different or the Facebook groups, I think, like I suggested. You never know if someone in your area is actually looking for one, they'll save you on shipping. I just watched your $5 iMac video and saw you were live. I am live, and I am alive too. Hi. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Oh, Peter, that's cool. I'm sorry, Patara, that's awesome. 120 megs of memory. What do you do with that monster? Do you run like soft PC and Photoshop at the same time? Oh, boy. All right. So this is a 2216 volt cap. So 2200 microfarad, 16 volts. Let's make sure we put the polarity in correct on these guys. There we go. And we're not going to be going for too much longer here because I get tired, and I've said that a bunch, but just setting expectations. Bending the legs here. We have 2 more caps to put in here. And this one is a 10 microfarad. Sorry. Yeah, 10 volt, 1000 microfarad. That one goes right here. All right. And the other one goes right there. So, as you can see, I have my work cut out for me. Soldering all of those in and all that stuff. Fun. Yeah, I think the 200 to 400 range, depending on how they're spec'd out and the crowd that's there, and if they have cards in them, if they don't, how the condition is. If I did not fly, I would have picked one up, because I know one of the Steves had a at VCF Midwest, sold one for $400, but it had the 13-inch color monitor, it had the 2FX, I think it had a pretty good amount of memory, had some cards in there, and I think it came with a keyboard and a mouse and all the cables and everything. So that's a pretty decent deal. All right, so it looks like everything is there now, so that's good. Let me turn this off. Ow, got a cut there or something. Ugh. Anywho, so what did we do today? Well, we fixed Colin of This Does Not Compute's Color Classic board, which is whoopsies, it's in the Color Classic there. There it is. So we fixed that. So I'll have to bundle that up and send that home to him fairly soon. I have some other stuff to send him. So I'm very happy we did get that fixed, and we tidied up that trace as best we could on that machine. And this will have to wait until another day to finish this up, because I like taking my time with these because they're very intricate. I do not want to, especially being a little tired, rush this and then realize I put a cap on backwards, because to test this, I'd have to solder it all up. I still have to fix up all of the copper there and mask that and everything. And then I'd have to test it, and then I'd have to discharge it and do it again. But oh, thank you, Patar. I do have to do a lot of cleaning, because I want to work on that Lisa, but that's like a goal of mine. I have to clean up, and then I can work on that, because I have to take the whole CRT out and the analog board out. It works fine, but I have to put new caps on it and all that fun stuff. Hey, Sage, how's it going? But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Anything you guys have questions about, or anything before I sign off in a little bit? I do want to mention that I've made a post on Patreon. Haven't figured out how to do it on YouTube membership yet, because I need to link to a file. Maybe I'll put it on a Google Drive or something. But I basically gave a preview of the script I have for the next Rise and Fall of the Macintosh Clones video, part 2. Yes, it's still being worked on, but I finally locked the script. Jeez. You can tell I'm tired, right? Finally locked the script. Some very minor changes probably will happen, but felt confident enough to do just a simple pass, just recording the audio of that. So I was happy with that, how that came out. So that's on my Patreon there. So you can check that out if you are a member and support me in that way. So there you go. What's the 2GS extension called that enhances the album with hierarchical items? I don't know. I wish I did. Sister Pisces says, thanks for streaming tonight. It's the first time we've been able to catch you live in months. Oh, well, I hope you have all the good vibes. May you be as happy as the Color Classic logic board that we fixed earlier. Oh, boy. Yes, I do have to find the box that I put that in. Hold on. Let me check my email real quick, Coral. So I could have swore, because my email will tell me the update on that or not. Yes, okay, so I replaced the cap on your LC board and it booted right up. And okay, so I have to replace the rest of the capacitors. Okay, so I will do that. I do have to replace the rest of the caps on your LC board, so I will get to that. But yeah, no worries about that. Sorry it's been so long, but yeah. How much stuff do you have down there? A lot. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot. Too much stuff. Anywho, I hope this has been entertaining for all of you. I am fading fast here, so I'm going to thank everybody for all the kind super chats and stuff as I look to see where the heck I minimized that window to. There it is. Oh god, it's an awful freeze frame. Oh, thanks, YouTube. But seriously, I had a great time tonight. I feel pretty confident that we fixed that board, and I think we're on track to hopefully fix this one. Not sure when I'll stream again. Maybe sometimes in the middle of the week. But we'll probably tidy up this board and maybe work on Carl's LC. I know there's a few other things. I have a SE30 and a 475 to ship back. So I need to test the memory modules of the SE30. The only reason I did not do that tonight is my testing SE is over here, and I have to get the extension cable of that to make that easier for me to test. So you'll probably be seeing that in a future live stream. Don't forget to get tacos. It's too late for tacos. Maybe Taco Bell be open, but I don't know. I'm more of a burrito person than a taco. I don't know. Anyway, what am I talking about? Tacos, burritos, streaming? I don't know. Anyway, I forgot to turn that light off. I had a great time. Hopefully you did too. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. That tells YouTube I'm doing stuffs. And thank you for 1 million freaking views. Holy crow. That is something. That's pretty wild. Not really one to tout numbers, but that's pretty cool. So, anywho, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for the likes. Thanks to the subscribers. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for being here. And for all you watching this on replay, I hope it was worth it. Bye.